Well, I'm here at Walmart, Bangor, Maine. First thing I see is a Schwinn Axum, $3.98, and it seems to be a large, which I think is going to be too big for me. Here's a Mongoose Ardor, which I think is what I'm going to buy. And here's yet another Schwinn Axum. The green one, I think, is also the large. Here is a Schwinn Boundary, $3.48. I would definitely get the better fork on the Axum. No real sense in buying the Boundary. Now the fork on the Ardor looks pretty crappy too. No adjustments whatsoever. But I think I'm still gonna get this one. And they also have this one, the Knowles full suspension Schwinn for $2.98. But that's really a cheap fork and probably weighs about 1,000,000 pounds. Oh yeah, quite heavy. I did it. Bought a Mongoose Ardor, and yes, it fits in the back of a Nissan Altima. Let's take this thing home. Check it out. All right, made it back to my place. And I am staying smack across the street from a park with a half-mile trail around it. And there's just enough light where I might be able to just go ahead and go for a spin. But on the way, I'm already having a little buyer's remorse because for $50 more, the Axum is so much more of a bike than this is. And actually, I'm gonna go over why. So first, this fork is garbage. The Axum fork is at least decent. This thing is so cheap and it shudders. It is a bad, cheap fork. The other thing is, when I was gonna get into the car, I was hoping to take the rear wheel off. What the heck? A solid axle? You are kidding me, for $350? Oh my God. So I thought about waiting till tomorrow and have them go to another Walmart that's not too far away and getting the aluminum comp. But I think that's even worse. And not because it's 3x7, because I don't think 1x7 is any better than a 3x7, to be honest. If I'm gonna go I want at least a 1x9, preferably at least a 1x10. So this a 1x7. So we got these nice fat tires. We got these skinny rims. The Axum has wide rims that go with the tires. So I still bought it because unfortunately the Axums they had were large, and yeah, they felt big. And I'm 5'10". I'm right in between, but that Axum felt big. So they didn't have the aluminum, the out comp in stock, but I could get it tomorrow. But anyways, I didn't want to deal with the 3x up front because I'm 99% sure it was not going to shift well anyways. So yeah. Oh, the other thing is, come on, this is $50 bike seat and seat post. So it's not even integrated one-piece seat post with clamp. All right, car coming. I'm gonna pack up. I'm gonna go and ride it a little bit. All right, so I'm on a work assignment for 6 months in Maine. And I didn't want to go 6 months without riding a bike, so I decided to go to Walmart and buy something cheap. I did look and see if I could find something decent used, but oh my gosh, bikes are super expensive right here. And for $400 I could get nothing. So for $350 I bought the Mongoose Ardor, and it's not a great bike. So for $50 more you can get the Axum, the one without the dropper post. And it's a much better bike. The fork is much better. You get quick release front and rear. The drivetrain is better. Not that it's great, but it's better. I have helmet head. I bought a $25 Walmart helmet also because I don't have a helmet up here. And the first ride, the shifting, I need to work on the shifting. I did buy some hex keys, so hopefully tomorrow I'll dial that in. But it was skipping gears all over the place. When it was riding, it rode really nice because of the 2.6 tires. They actually, and I was on a gravel path, and actually it felt really nice. The geometry on the bike feels really good, but the parts on this bike are bottom of the barrel. I would pull up to go over a route, and at first it scared me because I thought the front wheel was going to fall off, but no, it was just the suspension snapping snapping back down with no dampening whatsoever. But I had fun. I had fun because I just love riding bikes, and it's a path. So for riding around the neighborhood, I'm going to be fine with this bike, but I'm going to try to take it on real trails, and I'm going to just take it easy because that fork is not going to handle anything rough. Definitely not a true suspension fork. I mean, other than to ride on the road or on a path, that fork is just no good. Can you tell I'm disappointed? But anyways, I ended up buying this one because the large axle just felt too big. And I didn't want to go with the aluminum comp because I didn't want to deal with the 3x7, and the components are going to be equal or even worse. So yeah, so I went with the 1x. I don't have to worry about a front derailleur. And I'll update and hopefully make a better video, an actually planned and well-lit video on the bike. Okay, so in the end, I'm probably gonna strip it and just use the frame. Stay tuned and see if I have any more problems with this bike, or if I get it dialed in and it's worth at least for riding around. But my opinion is this bike is overpriced for that. Compared to the Schwinn Axum, overpriced. Same thing with the Boundary. They had a Boundary there, and compared to the Schwinn Axum, the difference in price is $50, and the Axum is so much better than the Boundary. So same thing with this Mongoose. The Axum is so much better than both of them for $50 more. And if they had a medium, I'd have my second Axum right here, right now. But it is what it is, and at least I get some content, and I get to play around with another bike build in 6 months. I am not going to put any more money into it. By the way, it does feel a little small for me. I am 5'10", and usually on a 27.5 bike, I ride a large. The medium on the 29er, the Axum 29er, the medium I find fits me fine, but on the 27.5, it feels a little small. So stay tuned, and hopefully in the future, I'll be able to talk a little bit more about this bike and go over it a little better. Thanks for watching. Well, at least I figured out why the shifting was so bad and it was skipping so bad. So I noticed that the shifter itself didn't seem to shift all the way to the smallest gear. So what I did was I pulled on the cable as I shifted down or up, well, to the smallest cog. And this is how much play the cable has. And this is how it came from the factory. Oh my God. So tomorrow, I'll go ahead, undo this, keep it in the smallest cog, and pull and tighten, and that'll take up the slack, and hopefully it'll shift fine.